Hello and welcome back to Beer Babies, the podcast.
Should be a baby.
Yeah, the best beer that beer can buy. I'm your host today, Declan, and joining me is Will.
Hey, my name's Will, and I like some beers. And joining us today, we've got a very special guest filling in Billy's big old boots. We got Jack Quigley. Jack, thanks for coming along.
Hey, it's good to be here again. Episode 2.
It is great having you here, Jack, because we are on a massive journey to find the best gluten-free beer that money can buy. And Declan, you've gone well out of your way today. You've gone above and beyond the line of duty, the Call of Duty, whatever it is, one of those games.
Call of Duty. Medal of Honor.
And you've taken a short trip over to Europe to get us a fine gluten-free beer. Jack, what have you got today?
I wish we could make jokes like that, but there's no short trips anymore. I have brought the schnitzer brau. Never should buy things that you can't pronounce.
Yep. I'll put it phonetically up there. So.
It's just like schnitzer brau.
That doesn't just spacing it out doesn't mean you're saying it right.
Yep.
Anyway, Deck, you were saying?
I bought this from Dan Murphy's. There's not a lot to choose from because I couldn't find many of the beers that were on their list. So I was walking around there for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and I found this in a 6-pack. I'm like, I'm not buying a 6-pack of this, so I ripped it out and just bought this one. Mm-hmm. And it still cost me way too much. I don't even know if it tastes any good, so let's find out.
Yeah, well, let's give it a go. So, Deck, do you know much about the schnitzer brew?
Not really, no, sorry, William. I didn't have much time to prepare for this.
Well, that's fine. I guess sometimes we don't have time to prepare for things. Like, sometimes life will throw an illness your way that you just couldn't prepare for. Speaking of which, Jack, why are we drinking gluten-free beers? Just a quick recap in case people didn't watch the last episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have celiac disease, so I can't eat or drink, in this case, gluten.
Mm-hmm. It is interesting too, because like earlier today I was having a look on the Celiac Australia website, and they were talking about how there's lots of ways people trip up. I think they call it like hidden gluten, and one of the big ones they talked about was alcohol, because you don't fully expect it, particularly when you think about the stuff you can't have. It's like your grains and all that sort of stuff. You don't really think particularly hard that that'll be associated with booze.
Yeah, exactly.
Booze.
And the way that alcohol products are ingredient listed is very limited as well. So it's really hard to find out, just by picking up a bottle, whether it's got gluten in it or not.
Yeah.
A lot of legalities and stuff like that, but yeah, do your research.
Yeah, I feel that too, because I often wonder, because like having diabetes myself, I'm often trying to think of like, well, how much carbs and stuff is in this too, and only very specific beers will have that information, and those are the ones that sort of pride themselves on being low carb. So it is prohibitive, and it's really tough, but it's great that there are a few gluten-free beers out there, and that's why I thought it was it's a good chance for us to get stuck into it and sort of learn a little bit more, because at the end of the day, Declan, that's what Beer Babies is all about.
Yep.
Learning.
I feel a little bit left out here. I'm the only one who doesn't have a deadly illness.
Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Let's give this beer a try then, shall we?
We can't all drink at once.
I also brought some gluten in its purest form.
So, Declan, could you explain that to me? Because you told me you brought gluten, but I did not know what that meant.
Well, I work in a bakery, so there's plenty of this. This is just a little bit of it.
So what is pure gluten used for?
It is a binding agent, and it also helps with elasticity in bread. So it binds us together.
Okay.
But it builds structure. So when you make bread, it's not just it'll expand. Mm-hmm. And we'll get to a point you don't want it to go back down, so the gluten will hold it and keep it in shape.
Okay, because doesn't all your bread's already made from all that stuff? There's gluten in it. Yeah, well,
there's obviously flour is already heavy in gluten, but some stuff doesn't have a lot of gluten in it. So this is where this bad boy comes along. Mm-hmm. Chuck her in there, helps it hold its structure.
Okay, well,
like look at these sad things. These are gluten free and they're flat as a pancake. Sorry, Jack.
No, don't be sorry. Sorry, my life.
These are some rolls.
Okay.
Flat ass rolls.
So,
These look like my ass flat.
so, Declan, this beer,
I haven't tried it.
what type of beer is it? Does it say on there? Because I think this is nicer than I was actually expecting. A lot of the time we get like European beers, and I've never really been a big fan. I don't know, of those old school European beers. Like that's a very broad. Like I've probably tried 10, and I'm already like
I can have a quick
counting them
Google
all off.
search if you can't see on that.
I can't. It says here German Herz Premium. I don't know what that means. Organic and gluten free, brewed with organic milk, malt, and fresh spring water.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly what type of beer it is, but it's nice. I feel like it's got enough flavour going on. It's also not too overpowering. Jack, what do you think of the schnitzer brew?
The mouthful of beer. Yeah, I think it's pretty nice. I haven't had many beers because there isn't many available at the moment. But yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I think the last one we tried wasn't super exciting. This one has a bit more going for it.
Yeah, this one's got a little bit more. I don't know. I'm sure I will get this 100% wrong, but this I'm getting sort of like a pilsnery sort of vibe from this. It's got a little bit more like a stronger flavor profile than the last one we tried. But yeah, it's pretty good. Dex, I think you're probably not going to find it, so maybe we'll just move on. So this is the sort of work we do before the podcast. So we don't get.
Yesterday we were doing this. Had work all day.
Yeah, and Declan, you should have just called in sick because this is more important. This is your job now.
Although I shouldn't be complaining because Jack is doing school at the moment, so he took time out of his busy schedule.
School sucks, man. We won't get into that on this podcast, though.
So, Declan, you were telling me of a crazy harebrained scheme you had come up with because... so you've tried the beer. What do you think?
I think it's actually kind of all right.
Yeah, it's okay. So, Declan...
I'm about to ruin it.
So, Declan, a interesting trend is coming up that you actually quite like gluten-free beers. So maybe,
yeah, apparently that's the way to go.
So maybe your issue so far has just been gluten.
But gluten's been my friend my entire life, the last almost 10 years, so...
Is that just because you're a baker?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Declan, what is this crazy plan you've come up with?
I was going to put some of my gluten in this beer.
What? Why?
To see if it tastes better.
Yep, Declan, you really sold it. So, Declan is planning. His plan is he's going to put some gluten in mine and his beers.
We're both going to.
Yeah, we're going to leave Jack's alone to see if gluten is enough to make a big difference. Come on. So, Declan, I want a little pinch of that gluten in here. Oh, beautiful. Yep.
It's really salt baying it in there for the audio listeners.
Yes, so it's...
I promise it's not... It's probably in the air. Jack's going to die.
Well, don't go crazy with it. Just like a sprinkle will be fine. So I've just tried to swirl it in a bit. It's turned into a thick sort of congealed mess.
Get your finger right. Oh, my finger is too low.
At the top of the head. It's given it a thicker head. I wonder if that's like the binding stuff going on, Declan. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Gluten-free beers are notorious for their lack of head as well.
So,
this is looking promising.
So maybe if you want to chuck a bit of a thick head on your gluten-free beer, just sprinkle a bit of gluten in it. So it's not dissolving very well, but to move this right along, I'm going to give it a taste now, and see how we go.
First, I'll taste the gluten. Doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually added any real taste.
I don't think gluten really has a flavour, to be honest.
It's made it more powdery.
Yeah.
So I guess all in all, if I had to choose between having this beer with powdered gluten or without, I think I'd probably go without. I think it's fine without it. If I had a 6-pack of this, because the way we review beers here on Beer Babies is through the 6-pack test. Now, the way that works is if someone gave you a 6-pack of these beers, how many do you think you would drink? And for me, I think this is nice, but it's definitely like it's a nice beer, but it's not the sort of type of beer I really go for. I think I'd probably give this one maybe a 3.5. It's okay, but I don't know. There's something about it, and I think the more I've drunk of it, the less I've sort of enjoyed it. So I feel like it'd probably catch up with me pretty quick. What about you, Dave?
On that note that you said earlier, I've had a lot of shit beers with gluten in it, and I don't know, it's not that bad. I'm kind of enjoying it. I would give it 2.
Jesus, we've hit the jackpot today. I'm looking forward to see what comes next.
I'm getting a weirdly sweet note from it. Is anybody? No.
Could that be the gluten?
Could
I think I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as sweet, but it definitely. I think it's got a stronger taste than the other beers we've tried today. So maybe that's just sort of flicking it up for you.
Fair
What
enough.
about you, Jack?
Yeah, well, I haven't had many beers. This one's not bad. I think the last one I reviewed was a 4. I'd probably have to stick with it on this one. My knowledge isn't good enough yet. But, yeah, I liked it. I'd drink it again.
Okay.
I'd drink it again.
Very good. Very good stuff. It's been really great having you along for this journey. We are right smack bang in the middle of our gluten-free special number 2. We are trying to find the best beer that money can buy, asterisk gluten-free version. So make sure you continue to watch because we've got a few more coming up. Thanks for coming along today, Jack.
No worries. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for bringing this fun German beer deck.
No problem.
And a big thanks to you for watching at home. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Catch ya.